Well, guys, welcome back to the nest. Sounds like what's going on down there? Like someone's probably moving a chair downstairs in my kitchen. But welcome back to the nest, and welcome to another movie review. This is still the year 1962 that we're in the marathon. And tonight's review, you all probably haven't heard of this one, but it's one of the best films I've seen. It's a British film called Lawrence of Arabia. Yes, that's right, Lawrence of Arabia. It tells the story of the soldier T.E. Lawrence and how he helped the Arabs. I gotta say, I did really enjoy this film, but did have a very long run time. I think a lot of those historical films have big long run times. I remember Spartacus was almost 3 hours long, but this film was like 3 hours and 37 minutes long. Yeah, like they love exploring the lives of these historical figures. T.E. Lawrence is played by a man named Peter O'Toole. I do know that they were asking someone called Albert Finney to play the role, but he was virtually unknown at the time, I guess. And they made a really good choice with Peter O'Toole because, he has those gorgeous blue eyes, and he's got that accent, and he was effeminate in some ways, but he was very talented, and this was his first ever film role. So it was, he was probably only about. I looked up online. He was born in 1932. He was only about 30 years old when this movie was released. So he did such a fantastic job in this movie. So he plays T.E. Lawrence, a soldier, and this soldier is well known for his insolence and his education. I do know that at the beginning of the film it had such a big long intermission. I don't like the instrumental intermissions, but what can you do? I can't edit them out. If only I could. He is riding a motorcycle in the beginning, in his hometown of Britain, but he has an accident that causes his death, and the whole story happens because people who knew him look back on what a fantastic man he was. He is sent over to Arabia, and I gotta say, I really love the Sharif Ali's entrance in this movie. Like, his guide brings him up to this well, and he takes a drink out of it, and all because he does this, Sharif Ali, played by an actor named Omar Sharif, he shoots him dead. "You killed my guide. You drunk from my will." Yeah, like, that's a very good excuse. I wonder what it was like filming that, because they're out in the desert, the Arab desert, and you must have endured some kind of heat stroke or something, or dehydration. I don't know. And they had to hire so many camels to be in this movie, because there were like 50 to 100 camels. I don't know, this must have cost a lot of money, because I know that to make a movie it costs like millions of dollars or pounds. To make a movie, to invest in all this, but getting these camels and paying these actors to do these roles, I don't know. Well, the mind boggles. T.E. Lawrence is being assisted by Prince Faisal. Not assisted, but Faisal is advising him, and he's played by an actor named Alec Guinness. I gotta say, I really enjoyed It's Alec. I really enjoyed Alec Guinness's performance, because seems like such a respectable actor. Very talented. And I guess Lawrence feels sorry for these two boys, Dowd and Fracka, I think his name was. Fracka? I can't remember. But two orphan boys, they were probably around my age, like, around 20, 21. And they worked for him as servants. And I gotta say, Lawrence sees them as his sons, so he does. I realise, he's such a kind man, and he loves them as his sons, and I really enjoyed the action scenes. I also love how Lawrence isn't selfish, because whenever Gasson fell off his camel during the night due to dehydration, all night they were walking without him, and he noticed, and Sharif Ali was so eager, to just keep going on in case they ran out of water, they suffered from dehydration. But Lawrence never leaves him. A good soldier never leaves a man behind, and he managed to rescue Gasson, but I was kind of disappointed that the other tribe that they came across, the Gasson actually killed one of them. But Lawrence reluctantly had to kill him, because he just saved him out in the desert, And, you know, a bit of gratitude wouldn't have hurt Gasson, would it? Leave a comment if you agree that, you know, Gasson could have showed some gratitude, but Lawrence reluctantly had to kill him, so. And he thinks that he enjoys it. No, I don't think anyone like him could enjoy killing someone. Then we have another intermission that goes on. You know what I do during these intermissions? I just fast forward them, so I do, because I can't be bothered just listening to all these intermissions. But in the next part, there were some heartbreaking scenes, you know, whenever Dowd was killed by quicksand, you know. I always looked at, I've always seen quicksand, you know, I always thought it looked more like mud, but, you know, I guess quicksand can look like, you know, ordinary sand as well. May look like mud, may look like sand, so you have to be so careful whenever walking across the desert. And then you've got the reporter, and, you know, he asks Lawrence what he enjoys about the desert the most, and he says, "It's very clean." And he's also such a strong man, because I remember whenever he gets whipped so harshly, I can't even imagine being whipped like that, you know, your whole back would be bleeding. But he was traumatised bad, and he managed to pull through, but Fracka, I'm sorry I can't remember his name, Fracka, he gets shot by the Turks, and he wanted to save Fracka from being killed by the enemy, so he just decided to take his chances and just shoot him. But yeah, I really loved how, you know, he was blowing up the trains and everything. You know, it was great cinematography in this movie. You know, the action, there was action in this movie, but, you know, it wasn't extreme. I guess they couldn't do extreme action back in 1962. They managed to get them into Cairo, but they overran the city, and they went into that city hall, and they were just arguing about who was going to take over with the occupation. But in the end, Lawrence regretted all his actions. He was useful in the end, but, you know, Faisal didn't need him anymore. He got promoted to colonel, which is good, but, you know, he gets onto the car, and he's driving by a motorcycle, comes by with dust flying past him. And I think that was a good foreshadowing for his death, you know, because I know that this is set during the First World War, around 1914, you know, 1916 or something. And then the beginning of the film, you know, showing his death takes place in 1935. And Lawrence dies, and, you know, everyone recalls what such a great man he was. You know, he never gave up. He was strong, loving, compassionate. He never left a man behind. But, you know, it doesn't always work out in the end, guys. You know, I gotta respect Peter O'Toole, Alec Guinness, Omar Sharif, all of them for, you know, participating in this movie, you know, landing breakthroughs, you know, especially Peter O'Toole, because that was his first ever movie. I do hope to see all these actors soon, you know, they're all very, very talented. But, you know, I always keep these movies a secret. So, I shall see you guys in the next review. Thank you all so much for watching. I really enjoyed Lawrence of Arabia. I really don't like the length of these movies. Because I think a film's normal length should be like 90 minutes to 120 minutes. An hour and a half to 2 hours. You know, that should be the required length for a movie. But, you know, the more length, the better. But you don't want, at least there was action. You don't want a movie that's just, you know, just them talking and, you know, it's all boring and everything. But yeah, big movie, you know, fantastic. You know, it was one of the best movies I've ever seen. You know, I always keep forgetting it's a British movie, but, you know, there are just a couple American characters in it, you know, just the reporter in particular, but, you know, it was enjoyable, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment in what you would like to see next. Leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, don't forget to turn your notifications on, guys, because, you know, I feel like these reactions aren't getting enough views. Well, reviews. They're not reactions yet. Maybe someday. That's actually what I plan to do on the channel next, you know. Don't forget I'm going to be starting gaming on this channel very, very soon. We don't have a date yet. It could be like 30 other movies. We don't know yet, but the time will come. You'll see the video whenever it gets released, whenever I start gaming on here, because I want this channel to be big. Let's try and get to 500 subscribers, you guys, shall we? Because I might do something special for it. Of course, that's going to be a surprise. Yeah, don't forget to turn the notification on. I will try and react to movies, show my my actual reaction to it, showing you guys me watching the movie, because I feel like that'll help. I'll have a lot more to say. I do struggle to say some stuff in these reviews, but you just keep trying. You just keep trying, guys, and that's something I've always learned. But thank you so much for watching. I've gone over a wee bit. It was all first about the movie, then it's about the channel. Take care of yourselves, guys. Thank you so much for watching and being understanding. I shall see you guys in the next video. Love you all to death.